Good morning, everybody. Lee Brower here, and welcome to this week's edition of Meaningful Monday. I am grateful to be here, and I am glad to be here. I am in Amsterdam with Lori for 2 weeks of free days traveling around through Europe. Right now we're in this quiet street. In fact, I don't know if you can see the house behind me. Let me kind of tilt this up a little bit. It shows you some of the construction in this old city here. We're in the old part of town right now, quiet street, early. And you can see that it's crooked. I don't know if you can see how crooked it really is, but a lot of the houses here are crooked. But what a delight to be with this wonderful country, with these wonderful people, such a clean, wonderful, happy place, so many different languages, and a real treat, a real treat. This last weekend we spent a day at Keukenhof, which is the home of the Gardens of the Tulips, probably the most famous tulip gardens in the world, I'm sure. And they say there's 3,000 registered species of tulips, and I'll bet you every single one of those species are there. We walked for over 3.5 hours looking at all amazing sights, not just tulips, but all kinds of flowers. Just an amazing experience, just overwhelmed by it. But let's talk a little bit about perception. Perception is interesting, isn't it? We had two good examples for us. We talked to two workers that were working there, that were guest hosts that were on the grounds, and both ladies. And one of the ladies, we asked her how she loves working there. She says she was exuberant, absolutely exuberant. She loved the work. She thought this is the greatest place on earth. She says it's about 7 or 8 weeks out of the year that she gets to work there, and how excited she is to get up each morning to come into there. She says the birds are chirping, the sun's shining, all these gorgeous flowers. It's just something that's absolutely amazing. And she couldn't be more excited, and her enthusiasm spread. We felt her enthusiasm. It was just a wonderful thing. Contrast that with another woman that we started talking to and hoping to get the same reaction from her, but she had to tell us how, well, it doesn't look quite as good right now because, it's had some rain and some of the flowers are damaged. Now, we couldn't see where they were damaged. And she says, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And, she had a completely different attitude, and I thought, wow, perspective. She was caught in that habit of comparing the perfect to where we're at right now. And if you're constantly caught in that gap of comparing where you are now to the perfect, then you're always going to have a bad attitude, or comparing it to the ideal. You're going to be in that gap that Dan Sullivan talks about, that gap of being always comparing yourself to something, to your expectation of something that's even greater. And her attitude was also spreading, but we wouldn't let it get us. We were determined to put that smile. In fact, we went the extra mile to turn her around. And by the time we were done, she was again feeling like she was happy and grateful for being there. So, life is perspective. Hopefully this will be a meaningful week for you. Keep your perspective up, stay positive. I look forward to talking to you next week. Bye-bye.